My name is Sammy Guevara. I'm from Houston, Texas, and I am 26 years old. A couple years in the business, I kind of realized early on that wrestling in your local town is not enough, that you need to be seen all over the world. The problem for me was that working some of these shows, I wouldn't get my matches until like maybe a year later. That's why I started doing the vlogs. I understood that you need some kind of footage out there for people to see you. Just documenting from show to show, the good times, the bad times. I feel like it's helped me a ton, getting people to understand who I really am. The more I did it, the more I saw that people were into them, the more I got into it. It's very therapeutic in a way, because you can have a very tough weekend, you can have a match that maybe didn't go so well, but then when you watch it back, you're documenting all this stuff, you see how you affected this little girl in the crowd. Things behind the scenes, the politics of wrestling, it's very stressful. You can see that when you're out there in those moments that you can make a difference in other people's lives, and these kind of help me show that and realize that. I noticed at a certain point when I was a couple years in that I'm just kind of stuck in this rut of just being in this one little area. I was just stuck in Texas, and I was like, I need to get out. It's because I needed to show people around the world, not just in my state, that I'm the best, but everybody around the world. I just tried many different things. I wasn't gonna just settle for doing one thing. I was gonna try everything and just try to make it any way I could. You can't keep talking. Eventually, you gotta just shut the up and put some action into those words. And so that's what I've been doing for the past 9 years, something. I've been trying anything possible. You name it, I've been trying it all, trying to make it. I don't care if I'm losing out on money going 30 hours taking a bus to Pittsburgh, or if I'm taking a bus losing money going to Mexico. I didn't care. I saw it all as an opportunity. You know, sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, but it's all about learning. And I've learned a lot on this journey. When I finally got the call, it's like, man, I've been doing all this stuff, sacrificing all this stuff, and then, you know, to get like a life-changing call, like, damn, is this really happening? Like, this is what I worked for, and now we're getting that opportunity. I don't get stuck in that feeling for too long, because then I might slack off. The work is just now beginning. Besides what I've always said, that my destiny is to be the world champion here. And mark my words, Sammy Guevara is gonna be a world champion. It's just a matter from then and now and the time in between. But besides that, what I ultimately want to be remembered for is just a kid who tried, who said he wanted to do it and did it. Cody said it recently, I have a lot of potential. Sammy Guevara is gonna be good in a couple of years. Sammy Guevara is this. It all just means that Sammy Guevara is not now. It means no matter how much work I put in, no matter how much I improve, no matter how many shows I've been stealing, every time he has a lot of potential. And so it does irk me. It does kind of drive me a little insane to hear that. I think it's obvious Cody's overlooking me. He's got so many other things where his focus is at. You know, he's focused on being an EVP. He's focused on TV. He's focused on getting arenas for TV, dealing with talent. He's got a lot on his plate. He's got to deal with Jericho. There is no choice but to not have 100% of his focus on me. He's got his focus everywhere. October 2nd, this is a big night for AEW. But even more so, this is the biggest match of my life. Not just my career, but my life. And it may not be for Cody, but 100% is for me. I have 100% of my focus on beating Cody. October 2nd, count me out. I don't care. Because Sammy Guevara is going to show you what I've always known, and the world's about to find out, is that I am the best ever.
Hey, what's up? It's Tony Schiavone once again, and this is the AEW Control Center. A week ago, the world was buzzing as we officially announced the Women's World Championship match that will take place at the debut edition of All Elite Wrestling on TNT, October 2nd. At All Out, fans got a taste of why women's wrestling continues to impress, seeing such performances from Shazza McKenzie, Sadie Gibbs, Allie, Brandy Rhodes, and Awesome Kong, just to name a few. But what cannot go unnoticed are how things are heating up between B. Priestley and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. It all started in Jacksonville at Fight for the Fallen. following a tag team match that ended with Britt and B needing to be separated after the bell. The altercation continued at All Out when Britt met B midway up the ramp during her entrance to the Casino Battle Royale. But it was B who had the last laugh, as B intentionally ended Britt's chances of becoming the #1 contender. Needless to say, I'm sure both women will be watching intently as AEW crowns its first ever Women's World Champion in Washington, D.C. and on TNT. Also in the nation's capital, the American Nightmare Cody will go one-on-one with Sammy Guevara. I recently had the opportunity to sit down with Cody for an exclusive interview about this match and his thoughts as he prepares for his World Championship match with Chris Jericho at Full Gear. So here we go, Cody. AEW on TNT. It's a lot of pressure. How you feeling right now?
Like it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But it's the pressure you want. This series of events and this kind of combustible situation where if one thing hadn't happened, we wouldn't be here. If Tony Khan had never entered the fray, or the Bucks had never started being the elite, or if I had never left WWE, all these things came together. It's just really exciting. This is the pressure I always wanted that I didn't know I wanted.
Right.
To be at the helm of a major wrestling company that is going to be going on TNT starting October 2nd. So the more I talk about it, the more I feel the pressure of it, but I'm damn excited about it.
For you, it's kind of two hats. Mm-hmm. You're in the ring too. You're going to be taking some bumps and some bruises.
Yeah.
And also looking at the show and say, how can we make the show better? So that's got to add some more pressure to you as well.
For sure. And I can share a little bit of that pressure. I can shoulder a bit myself, but I can pass a little bit off to the others, you know, with Matt and Nick and Kenny.
Right.
Ultimately, if today I was asked what's going to separate us from anything else out there, would be the fact that we're listening. You know, I know in wrestling that the wrestlers and as a company we want to lead the audience, but sometimes they can lead us and take us in directions we perhaps weren't prepared to go, but we will be prepared to go.
First show is a big deal. Washington, D.C., TNT Live. Your match against Sammy Guevara. Mm-hmm. Sammy's a young, dynamic athlete, great wrestler.
I know what I have in my mind heading towards Full Gear.
Right.
And I'm definitely not the type of individual that would overlook anybody.
Sure.
But then I say that, and the last thing I want is for me to get embarrassed.
Right.
On the very first episode, we talked about the pressure. I feel that pressure more than anything. We're going to be the very first match on TNT in almost 20 years. I'm not overlooking Sammy in any capacity. And I could sit here and say, he's full of potential, and he's one of those that we want to see grow from the ground up. But if you know Sammy,
I know
he hates to be told he's full of potential.
Sure. And he has a chance now in the very first match to face you. So I can imagine that Sammy Guevara is going to be more focused, more ready than any match he's ever had in his life.
It really is his chance. The implications of this exist for me. I'm not going to go on to Full Gear, and I'm not going to go on to Baltimore in that match if I lose to Sammy Guevara. You know, classic card subject to change situation.
Absolutely.
If I take a loss to Sammy Guevara, that changes the title match. If Chris Jericho takes a loss in Philadelphia, that changes the title match. That's again, we're talking about listening. That's one where we want to honor the wins and losses.
Okay, I want to ask about Jericho. I know you're not looking past Sammy. You have your chance at the world title. Do you think your position as EVP has afforded you this, and do you think that's an issue?
It's really easy when you're underappreciated and you're the underdog and you're undervalued, and when that's the chorus that goes along with discussion about you. And for a long time, that was the story on me. Oh gosh, he was so underappreciated. He's an underdog. He's undervalued. Look at what's happening now. But the moment you kind of put on the Yankees hat and change directions and you're winning, that chorus goes away.
That's right.
So I can't tune into that. By no means, it's a shot at the world championship. Because I'm part of the infrastructure to the company, I never in my life would turn that opportunity down. We've talked about all this history and the pressure and everything that's happening and this wonderful, crazy time it is to be a wrestler, a wrestling fan. Obviously, the big question for you, though, you know, you were there for all this, and you have this history. Will you be returning to the desk, and will you be calling matches with Jim Ross?
I don't know. You're the boss. You are. You tell me. I'm here for.
You see me wink?